Good evening, good night. It may be good morning where you are, but we are back again. Welcome, one and all, Love Bay family. We are here for the champions table. I'm glad you're here at the table with me. We are going to be having a great evening this evening, talking about smart goals. We're making multi-step goals so that you can be successful in life. I am your host, Nigel Hunter. And you know what? Welcome to the Champions Table, where leaders and visionaries and everyday heroes come to share their stories of strength, purpose, and triumph. And I'm inviting you to pull up a seat, open your heart, your mind, and join us in this conversation. I went on live earlier today because I was like, yo, you guys need to come by and join us at this table. All right. How can you join us at this table? I'll tell you how you can join us at this table. You literally can call in, can message. You know, we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on all those things. But you can call in on this number 437-778-3299. Let's hear from you. Put that comment in the chat so that I can replay it and so we can have that conversation. Okay. We're here serving you 24/7. Love Bay Radio is a community radio where you hear some amazing, real, and professional, but great information, great music. It's ongoing 24/7 where you can really get into our community, and not just our community, but your community too, and hear some of the good things that are happening and connect with your community and connect with your people and connect with the world at large and bring this world closer together. I know you could be maybe in Africa right now. You could be in Nigeria specifically. You could be in Ethiopia specifically. You could be in the US, Canada, wherever you are. We're trying to bring this globe closer together because it says divided we fall, but united we stand. So we're trying to unite, stand together for the good, for the good, for the good. So yeah, today we are talking about smart goals, but this is actually coming from a book. So let me tell you what we celebrate at the Champions Table. What we celebrate at the Champions Table is growth, resilience, and the champion within you. The champion within you. All right. So that's what we're doing. All right. So we're going to dive in just now. And something that I always say, and I'm going to say it and keep saying it, you know, men talk, women talk. The truth can't lie, and the truth will set you free. So anyway, let's get into it. Second episode. Thank you for joining us. Episode 2. And what we are going to be doing is we're going to be talking about a special book, a book that I was told to read. I met this gentleman, I think it was last summer, and he was telling me some of the books that he was reading. And this book in particular, he had nothing but rave reviews to share. And this book is called, let me bring it up here because I know I was about to do it. All right, here it is. It's called Atomic Habits. I know some of you have probably heard of this book before. It's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. You can get it on any platform. It's even an audiobook as well, but it got some gems in there. So let me give you a preface, right? So usually, beginning of the year, everybody's, happy after the Happy New Year, after all of that stuff. People are like, okay, what are we doing now in this 2026, or what are we doing in this 2027, or what are we doing in this 2018 for those who are in Ethiopia? But you get into the new year and you want to figure out, what is my goal for this year? And some people, I've been there too, we feel like we're obligated. We got this pressure because it's the new year. I got to have a goal because it's 2026, and you try to do whatever it takes to make sure you got a goal, even if you're not really committed to that goal. I won't go there for you, but ouch, even if you're not really committed to that goal, you're going to step and do this goal because it's 2026 and it's January. And so personally, and I'm just saying this personally, Love Bay family, I'm not going to do that anymore. I am not going to commit or force myself to commit to a goal that I'm not really locked in on myself personally. You hear me? I got to be locked in on this goal first and foremost. All right? So before you go into 2026 joining or starting a goal that you're not locked in on, you got to figure out what you actually want to lock in on this year. And what I mean when I say lock in, I mean focus. Focus. Get your focus and figure out what is that thing you're trying to accomplish. And a good thing to do, whatever it is to write it down. I know we live in a day and age with AI and everything else, right? We live in a day and age with AI and ChatGPT and all these things. But I'm asking you, with this goal and with this implementation of this goal, that you write it down, because there's something about when you write something down, it's like you're instilling that path in your memory so that you never forget it, right? And it's a reminder as you write it down that you're making this dream plain so that you know how to fulfill the steps of it. Sounds familiar? Write the vision, make it plain so that you can run or you can accomplish that mission, right? So, yeah, that's what we're doing today. So, before I get there, I am shouting out a good friend of mine. Um, and this is hers. It's called her line, or it's her hoodie called God and Therapy. And her name is Showcase. And the reason why I'm bringing her up is that mental health is very, very, very important. I'm an advocate of mental health all the time because I know how very important it is to me. Balancing your life, either with your health, your nutrition, your time, your money, all of that is well-being, right? And it's also about your mental well-being so that you can be the best you can be in everything you do. So for folks who never really have done this before or have only done it when they feel like something's wrong or when they've been recommended to do, I say don't you forget about therapy. Go see a trained professional. Go see a trained professional, not a shrink. I'm not talking about just sitting down and telling you no. Talk to somebody, share those deep things that you have on the inside that you have not truly healed from yet. Share it with somebody and get some real, foundational advice that you can take into your life that will apply to your life. All right. And this is what I'm saying. It's not every psychotherapist or counselor that you can say you can have these conversations with. You got to find somebody that you can connect with, that really understands you and wants the best for you, and that will give you some tangible advice about your life and what you need to do. All right. So please join the conversation. Join the conversation. Ask questions, comment in the chat. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. All right. So we're going to get into it. Yeah. So the atomic habits. All right. So you're probably asking, and going forward, I want to make sure that I leave you with some tools that you can use in your day-to-day life to be better. All right. If we're sitting at this champions table, we have to have some food that we eating, that at the end of the day, when we finish eating this food, we got something that's sustenance, some food, some oxtail and rice and peas and some curry goat and some white rice and some roti and some festivals and some provisions, as they say, right? So when we sit at this table, we got to make sure we have something that is good for you to eat, that you can take home and apply it to your own life, and it will work good for you. So what are we talking about? We're talking about atomic habits. But before we even get into atomic habits, we're going to talk about something called the atomic SMART goal. All right. The atomic SMART goal. All right. And what is the atomic SMART goal? Hey, this is one of those episodes. You better get a pen and a pencil, right? You better get something. You better watch this over and over again and write these notes down. These notes will change your life, okay, for the better. Okay. So the atomic SMART goal. Okay. So number one, I'm counting them off so that you get it in order. Number one, the identity layer. The identity layer. What is the identity layer? The identity layer is clear principle Focus on who you wish to become. This is what it is. The identity layer is focus on who you wish to become, not just what you want to achieve. One more time. Here it goes. Focus on who you wish to become, not just what you want to achieve. I've heard, and I know it's true, when your goal is connected to your identity, you are more inclined to trying to accomplish it. That's a fact. When your goal is connected to who you are, your core, who you are at the core, you are more connected to trying to get it done. And let me say this, man. Let me say this. Everybody in this life, on this globe, on this amazing planet we call Earth, is special and is unique. There is only one of you. You are a masterpiece or a piece of the master. You got that one fingerprint, that fingerprint that only represents you. There's no duplicates of you. There's no copies of a copy of a copy. It's only you. So what does that mean? That you have something special to accomplish, to do. You got goals that are specific to you that God wants you to accomplish in this world. So embrace it. Embrace it, but do it in a strategic way. All right. And so starting that strategic way is the identity layer, which means clear principles. Focus on who you wish to become, not just what you want to achieve. If you focus on who you are and who you want to become, it will be a lot clearer, right? So for example, if you want to be more disciplined, or you want to be more loving, or you want to have these attributes, that is will start your clear indication on the steps that you need to take in order to accomplish that. All right. Hope it's making it a little more clear for you. All right. So we're going to keep going, but there's something called SMART goals, and SMART goals, it is an acronym. Is an acronym, and each letter stands for something. All right. So the S stands for specific, the M stands for measurable, the A stands for achievable, the R stands for realistic or relevant, some people say, and then the T stands for timely. All right. So with any goal, you got to put that goal into a SMART goal so that you can accomplish it in a strategic way. Everything you do, and I'll say this out loud, every goal has a system connected to it. And we're going to get more into that. But every goal has a system connected to it. Okay. All right. So thinking about this atomic goal, two things you got to keep in mind. The first thing is desired identity. All right. So what is your desired identity? And then when you're thinking about your desired identity, you have to write a I am statement. Whew. I'm gonna let that sit for a minute. When you are thinking about your desired identity, right, you have to write an I am statement. Why are you writing an I am statement? Because it's a declaration that this is who you are, even though you haven't accomplished it yet, right? So think about it. Those basketball players out there, or those brothers who want to be in the NBA, not just brothers, sisters that want to be in the WNBA. We're not just talking about athletes. That person that wants to be a medical surgeon, that person who wants to be an engineer, that person who wants to be a teacher, that person who wants to be an actor and an actress, that person who wants to be an entrepreneur, that person who wants to be an inventor. You're going to write that there. You're going to say, I am an inventor of the newest type of computer, or I am an inventor of a virtual computer, right? That's an example. Or you can say, I am an NBA basketball player. I am a mechanical engineer. I am a surgical or a surgeon or a doctor. I am a judge. I am a lawyer. I am a teacher. I am a pastor. I am an evangelist, right? You can literally put that in there so that you know this is your desired identity, and that you will reach that identity by remembering, always remembering who you are. Sidebar, I don't know how many of you, but I'll tell you my favorite movie is The Matrix, right? Matrix, man. If you have not seen The Matrix, you need to go see The Matrix. The Matrix is amazing. But there's a specific point in The Matrix where everything shifts. So, Mr. Anderson, they call him, or yeah, they call him Mr. Anderson. Before he becomes Neo, he's working in this office building, and he goes into an interview with the agents, and they keep calling him, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Anderson. And it's at this point where he realizes that he is no longer going to take on the name or the identity of his workplace, or take on the identity of society that society's given him, but he's going to take on his true identity, which is Neo, or new. So, what am I saying to you today? Figure out who you are, not your title in your job, not your position in your family, not what your boys back in the day or your girls back in the day used to call you, aka this, that, and the third. No, at your core, who is that person? And that is the person you need to strive to be every single day. Okay? So we talked about desired identity, I am statement, I am, and whatever that thing is. And then we got the vote. So every time whatever that action is, I am casting a vote for my new identity. All right. So, say, for example, I'm just making it as simple as possible, right? You say you want to be an NBA basketball player, right? What is the vote? Every time you shoot a shot, right, you're casting a vote for the new identity of being a NBA basketball player. So every time I shoot a shot, I'm casting a vote to be an NBA player. Every time I shoot a shot, I'm casting a vote to be an NBA player. That repetition, that reminder of who you are, right? Say, for example, you want to be a judge, right? Every time I write, right? Every time I write, I'm casting a vote for this new identity, right? So every time I write, I'm casting a vote for this new identity, all right? Then we're going to move on. So those two things, all right? Before you even start into the actual SMART goals, you got to start with the atomic SMART goal, which is number one, about the identity layer, the who you are at the core, right? And then you talk about your desired identity, the I am, right? The I am, and then the vote, which is you repeating that I am statement based on an action. So every time I shoot a shot, I'm casting a vote to the new identity. All right. I hope you're with me. If you're with me, man, and then you're watching this right now, man, put something in the chat. Put something in the chat. Use this number. I'm going to share that number one more time. The number is, this look like this might need a part two, but anyway, the number is 437 778 3299. Let's hear from you. We are serving you 24/7. And just once again, this is Love Bay Radio, and you are watching the Champions Table, right? It's Love Bay Afrobeat Music Talk, and you are watching the Champions Table. So please like, share, comment, subscribe, download our apps. We actually have an app. Type it in if you are an Android person, type it in. You'll find Love Bay Radio, right? You'll find it up there. Download it. You can click on it. It plays 24/7. Really, really get locked in with the Love Bay Radio. So much happening, so much more happening too, and such amazing shows, amazing people. Big shouts to the people who started this, and really the foundational folks who are behind the scenes, but are really championing every host on this program to ensure that we are successful. So we salute the team of Love Bay Radio. We salute them, and we thank them for really investing in us as hosts and investing in the community to ensure that the community gets the best programming possible. So let's hear from you. And we're so also asking that the Apple App Store as well as Google Play, you can find it, or you can visit the Love Bay Radio website and just donate, man. And that donation will go to this community, not just this community specifically, but what those donations go to. They go to scholarships, they go to helping the underserved. I've seen it with my own eyes. So please invest in this movement, this Love Bay Radio movement, to see the world in a better place. All right, wherever you are in the world, I don't know where you're chiming in from. I don't know if you're out in the continent of Africa or Europe or Spain or wherever you are, Canada, U.S., all over, Venezuela, Ethiopia, wherever you are, please chime in. This is a global community. Let me say that. This is a global community, meaning that regardless of where you are from, you're welcome at the Champions Table. You're welcome at Love Bay Radio. And join us for the conversation. Join us for this real conversation. We're talking to you, okay? You may not be thinking serious, but we are talking to you right in your room, right when you're on your phone. We're talking to you, all right? And we are making this message known that we need you here. We want you here so that you can chime in and have this conversation, and we can grow and we can build together for this 2026, or if you're in Ethiopia, 2018. All right, so let's move on. We're gonna move on talking about SMART goals. All right, I'm probably gonna have to make this a part two looking at the time, but anyway, let's talk about it. So now let's talk about the outcome. So we've talked about the person, the identity of the person. Now we're gonna talk about, okay, how does this person accomplish this thing? Ooh, you like that? How does this person accomplish this thing? Yes. Okay, let's talk about it. That's how we now implement. Now we implement the SMART goals. Okay. So what is the outcome? Number two, this is the outcome, the SMART goal, right? You got the S, which stands for specific. You got the M, which stands for measurable. You got the A, which stands for achievable. You got the R, which stands for relevant. And then you got the T, which stands for time bound or timely. So what is the S? S means it's specific, right? What is the exact outcome? Okay. What are you trying to accomplish? Like, let's keep it real. What are you trying to accomplish? Okay. I'm gonna make it as plain as day because I like basketball, right? So every time I'm gonna practice basketball, or let's do this on Monday morning. I'm going to practice basketball by shooting 100 shots. Okay, I'm going to practice basketball by shooting 100 shots. Okay, so that's the S piece, right? What is the exact outcome I want? I want to shoot 100 shots. That's my outcome. Shoot 100 shots. Okay. Then we got the M, right? So what is the exact outcome? I want to shoot 100 shots. All right. And then the M is measurable, right? What does it mean to be measurable? How will you track the progress, right? How will you track the process? Okay. So how will you track the process? All right. You can literally put S and then write down that goal. And then M, is it measurable, right? So every Monday from 7 a.m. or let's say 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., I will shoot 100 shots. Okay. So I'm being specific because you got to be specific with your SMART goals, right? So every Monday from 6:30 a.m. to 8 a.m., I am going to shoot up 100 shots. Okay. And that means being consistent. All right. So that means whether Sunday, whether you're feeling good, Monday, whether you're feeling good, Monday again next week, whether you're feeling good or not, you're still going to go out and accomplish this goal. Okay. So we got the specific, we got the measurable, and then the A stands for achievable. Is this atomic? Can you do it in 2 minutes? Is it achievable? All right. So is it atomic? Right. So does it have that? Does it connect to your identity? This is where you're going back and saying, does this thing connect to your identity? Is it who I am? Do I really want to be a basketball player? Do I really want to be a judge? Do I really want to be a podcast host? Do I really want to have my own television show? Do I really want these things? This is the question you got to ask yourself, and then you connect it to that question of can you do it in 2 minutes? Now, some of those things obviously you can't do it in 2 minutes, but a specific goal, like for example, shooting 100 shots, that would be dope, though. 100 thoughts in 2 minutes. Yeah, you have to really and truly. What I'm saying is, you really and truly have to ensure that your SMART goals align with your identity. Let me say that again, that your SMART goals align with your identity, that they work hand in hand. Okay. So, next thing, as I always say, once again, we are here, Love Bay Radio. Join us, send the message. We're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram, we're on Snapchat, we're on TikTok, we're on LinkedIn, we're on all of these platforms. So you can watch it. We're on YouTube. You can watch it on any of these platforms. We're not going anywhere either. And you're going to see us and you're going to keep seeing us. So join the community, be a part of this community. All right. Yeah. So we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep it going. So we got SMART goal, right? We got specific. We got, is it measurable, right? How will you track the progress, right? So specific, what is the exact outcome? Measurable, how will you track the progress? Achievable, is this an atomic, meaning does this connect to your identity, right? And then can you do it in 2 minutes, right? That's how you'll really show if it's achievable. If you can do it quickly, that means you got it in here, right? All right. So the next one is relevant. Everybody say relevant. Everybody say relevant. All right. Does this align with the identity chosen above, right? So whatever that identity is you chose above, right? Does it align? Is it relevant? Does it align? Does it connect? Is it real? Is this something you actually want to do? You got to ask yourself. There's something about self-reflection. You got to always ask yourself, is this something I really want to do? And not if this is something I really want to do, but really checking to see, is this something you love? Is this something you actually love doing, right? It says, do what you love. You probably heard this quote before. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. Bars. Do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. So whatever that SMART goal is this something you love doing? And if you love doing it, does it connect to your identity? Because here's the thing. We have a lot of people out here that are doing things that we like, but don't really connect to our identity, right? What do I mean by that? I'm not saying, let's give a perfect example. Some people are singers. They can really, really, truly, truly sing, right? And that is their gift. Not everybody can sing. It's just facts, right? Not everybody can sing. It is not everybody's gift to sing. So, this funny show, man. I know you probably remember this show, American Idol or Canadian Idol or whatever the idol was, man. You had the judges, and then these guys, the girl would come in and sing, and then, they would judge them and be like, yeah, you're going to Hollywood or you're not going to Hollywood. And, Simon Cowell, I think it's Simon Cowell. He was the guy, man, where it's like, he was the most cutthroat dude where he was like, nah, just everybody was getting to know with his English accent. But anyway, I say all that to say, you may think that, you sound the greatest and you are Whitney Houston of 2026, or you're the Michael Jackson of 2026, or you are, the Stevie Wonder of 2026, or you think you're the Usher of 2026, or the Chris Brown of 2026, or the Beatles of 2026. or any of those things. You may think that you are the Tupac of 2026, or the, you know, but the real question you got to, the real question, or the real way to really find out if you are who you say you are, is that other people will co-sign to it. It doesn't mean everybody will, but other people will actually co-sign that this is something that is special about you. And it doesn't mean that you need a co-sign to do something, but you should be getting evidence that what you're doing is making an impact. That part, right? You got to get evidence that what you're doing is making an impact, right? So Simon Cowell, somebody comes in, does a little singing thing, and they think, blah, 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 it's really good. And then, they ask them at the end, the judges, yes to Hollywood. And then they say, so is it yes to Hollywood? And then one of the guys says, yep. Then they ask, say for example, Whitney Houston, hey, was that yes to Hollywood? And she's like, if he keeps practicing, he may do it. And then they get to the third person, is it yes to Hollywood? And they're like, no, I'm not ready for Hollywood. And then it comes to Simon Cowell. And Simon Cowell is either you good, or he said in you pack it, right? And so the suspense, and then he says, you know what? Yes. And then, welcome to Hollywood, American Idol, da, 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 da. And then they go on to the next round. But why did I bring up that story? Life is like that same story, right? You're on this journey to fulfill your success and to fulfill that thing that you've always dreamt about. And during that time, there are steps and steps and steps that you have to accomplish to get to where you're going. And then there comes a point, a pivotal point, that there's this door that you are looking forward to it opening, and you're anticipating and waiting for this door to open, for your opportunity to finally come to life. And there are some people that if they believe in you, or if they champion you, or if they think what you're doing is really good, they will endorse it, and they'll put their resources behind making sure that this thing comes to pass. So when that time comes, or if that time comes, and when that time comes, what you need to be doing before that time comes is really perfecting, investing, perfecting, investing, to make sure that at the end of the day, what you do gets better and gets better and gets better and keeps getting better. Not so that others can see it, but that that it, at the end of the day, that you're giving 150, 110, or above and beyond, that you're being excellent in what you do. See a man that is excellent in what he does, right? Even in the small things, right? All right. So specific, measurable. So specific, what is the exact outcome? Measurable, how will you track the progress? Achievable, is this atomic, or is this a part of your identity? And can you do it in 2 minutes? All right. So is it atomic? And can you do it in 2 minutes? Or is it relevant? Does it align with the identity chosen above? So whatever that identity was, if it was a judge, if it was a basketball player, if it was a football player, if it was a surgeon, lawyer, engineer, entrepreneur. Don't forget, man, don't sleep on these entrepreneurs, these inventors and entrepreneurs that are doing some really great things to transform our world. Remember, if there were no inventors, if there were no entrepreneurs, a lot of the things we have right now would not exist, right? The light bulb, the television, the TV, the stoplight, the iron, all of these things that we now enjoy and use because we need them were once an invention, once somebody writing something down. That the light bulb was once an idea in somebody's head. It is the idea in your head that starts the journey to really accomplishing that dream, that goal, that tangible thing. So don't sleep on those ideas in your head. Write them down, work at them, accomplish them. There was one day that this Love Bay was an idea in someone's head, and now it is something that is alive and well and moving towards the future. All right. And so we're talking about Does this align with your identity? And then lastly, is it timely or is it time bound? What is your daily or weekly schedule rather than just a final deadline? That is so powerful. So it says, what is your daily or weekly schedule rather than just a final deadline? All right. So you should have a daily or weekly goal for this specific goal. Just like I said with basketball, right? If it's basketball, it's that Monday from 6:30 to 8 a.m. that you are investing your time and your energy and making sure that you hit those 100 shots. It's just a simple example, but what I want you to do, Love Bay family and those who are listening, all the Love Bay community, think about that thing that you want to accomplish. Not the thing, not just about the thing you're accomplishing, but who you are as an individual and how you want to be seen in the world and also how you want to navigate the world. And when you understand that, then you can go forward and accomplish this thing or commit to this thing because you're locked in, because not because of the thing or what you're accomplishing, but it's because of who you are ingrained in and who you truly are in your identity. Okay. So once you acknowledge that, what your identity is and what you live to do, then you will be able to and you will be motivated on a daily basis to accomplish that goal. Okay. I know it's a lot. And this is part one of what I will call the SMART goal series. All right. So it says multi-step goals. We're going to call it the multi-step goals series. All right. Multi-step goals series. So this is series one. And then we're probably going to have a series, not probably, we're going to have series two. And then we're going to bring those two together so that you have some tangible things to do. So everything that you've heard here today, please write it down and get started on a real tangible goal that you can accomplish. Okay. Get started on a real tangible goal that you can accomplish. Yeah. Get started on a real tangible goal that you can accomplish. All right. So the next time we're together, we got some amazing things coming up. I want to give a big shout out to Highway 6. Highway 6 to Africa is going to have a really amazing show coming up on Saturday. I know it's only Wednesday, but Saturday is going to be a Saturday show where we're going to have an amazing group. They're called Live Aqua. That's going to be on the Highway 6 to Africa show. I'm looking forward to hearing it and surprise. But anyway, that's going to be amazing on Saturday, as well as what I will let y'all know before we say sayonara. The next time we're together, or the next time I do this multi-step goals, step 2, we're going to talk about the system, okay? And that is the 4 laws of behavior change, all right? The 4 laws of behavior change. That will be on the multi-step goals episode 2. Episode 2, okay? So once again, we are streaming live on Facebook, TikTok. LoveBayRadio.live is the website. Join us on any of these platforms. And also remember to give back, donate. And it's not for us, it's really for the community so we can do better and be better as a community, as a globe. All right. And as you know, I would always want to say thank you for watching. But before I get there, I'm going to share a little thing with you. Something that you don't know about me is that I am a poet or a spoken word artist. And, I was blessed in 2017 to actually write a book. And this book is, probably can't see it, but anyway, the book is called Love Chronicles. And it is a special book. If you want to know more about it, send me a DM and we can connect and I can share it with you. But yeah, I am a spoken word artist. And that's one of the things I love to do. And today I got a little piece that connects to what we were talking about today. And I hope you enjoy it. And then, we'll go from there. All right. So this piece is called Jump Now. Jump now. Stakes is high because you got You got dreams. You got wings. It takes dedication to earn 6 rings, 7 rings, 8 rings. Daily changing from a girl to a woman to a queen, from a boy to a man to a king. Dreams needs 3-cord rope, man, never string. Pulling everyone coming after in. Everybody want to win, win, win. Increase your influence, enlarge your territory from land to land, coast to coast, touching one to the most. Simple request from the Lord of hosts. Touching one to the most. Simple request from the Lord of hosts. Every chain needs a link. Make sure your steel is strong. Real friends, iron sharpens iron. Be real, be strong. Watch the company you keep. Eagles soar with eagles. Connect, links, make a dream team. Everything is possible, but you better dream. Faith, team. Choop, choop. God's will is the dream. Dream. God's will is the dream. Dream. God's will is the dream. Dream. God's will is the dream. So dream. And this one is called Jump Now. Hope you enjoyed it. We do the little snap at the end of the poetry. Hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, I had a great time with all of you today on the Champions Table. Please like, share, and subscribe and download. And thank you, Love Bay community, for being here with us and joining us today on this special occasion. So, as I say always, thank you for joining me on the Champions Table. Remember, champions are not born. They are built through courage, consistency, and community. Stay inspired, stay focused, and keep showing up for your God-given greatness. Until next time, take your seat at the table, whatever that table is and wherever that table is, and keep championing your journey. Men talk, women talk. Truth can't lie, and the truth will set you free. Take care. Peace. Have a good one. Until next time.